Well, hey, it's Mark Allen, and I'm doing a live video to catch up on some comic book haul videos. And just taking a look right now, making sure I can figure out how to see the chat when it comes up. Um, let's see here. There we go. I'm not sure how to do that. Anyway, been so far behind on videos, on comic haul videos. I wanted to go ahead and take a chance on doing a live video and letting y'all see some of the stuff I've come into lately. Give me just a minute as I try to figure out how to get, there we go. I want to be able to see the chat. I'm so new at this that I'm not sure kind of how to go about this. But now I think I have it. All right. Again, even if nobody comes in, that's all right, because this is just a way of me doing the video and not having to upload it later. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to start with a comic that I forgot. It got laid aside from the last video. I think the last video I did was about 11 days ago. And it got laid aside, and I was really happy with this one too when I got it, because I got it very cheap on eBay, and it is a Classics Illustrated. It is actually, let me get the details down. Classics Illustrated number 32. This is from 1946. I don't believe this is a reprint. I believe this is a first print for this particular one. But this is my first. It makes my first Matt Baker cover and art. Makes my first Matt Baker book that's not a reprint. This is Classics Illustrated number 32, Lorna Doone. It's a beautiful Matt Baker cover. Say so, great Golden Age book with Matt Baker on there. Whenever I bought this on eBay, there were more. There were more up there, and so you might check Lorna. If you don't have any Matt Baker books in your collection, check it out. Check out eBay and see if you can find one of these Lorna Doone books. Classics Illustrated number 32, Matt Baker cover and interiors. Okay, so right there at the top, it says illustrated by Matt Baker. Okay, and so great stuff there. Lots of great art, Matt Baker art, and of course Matt Baker known as one of the Golden Age good girl artists. Okay, and so anyway, wanted to show that one. The rest of these are just kind of books I've picked up in the last several weeks at different comic shops, Vintage Stock for one. I wanted to go over a few of these that were kind of cool to me. This is just one. I used to love the Spider-Girl series. I was a big fan of the Spider-Girl series. Hated when it came to a close, but I never got started on Volume 2 just because I didn't want to go through all that again of liking the book and then having to, see it end again. But this is Spider-Girl Volume 1, number 6. This is the first appearance of Lady Hawk. And it's a great character that I don't know. I don't remember if they say that she is related to the Falcon, because honestly I haven't reread it. I haven't read it in years, I should say, and I didn't reread this yet when I got it. I did go ahead and pay $2.99 price for it because I love the cover and love the character. And but it doesn't say, I don't think it says anything about her. It says for sure whether she's related to the Falcon, but obviously her costume is reminiscent of the first Falcon costume. Okay, so love that name too, Lady Hawk. And there's a kind of a twist on this character. I won't tell you what it was. I'll let you discover yourself, but kind of a cool character. I also got this. Those of you who know me know I enjoy comics news magazines. Did get this. Did this for $1 out of the dollar box. This is comic or creator-owned Heroes number 1, and I'm not even sure. Let's see when it was June 2012. So this is now a 10-year-old book, 11-year-old book, and so I like those. I like those comics news, comics news mags, and so and I've never heard of this one. Creator-owned Heroes. Got Trigger Girl, an interview with Neil Gaiman. Trigger Girl 6 was a character by Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray and Phil Noto. That's the character on the cover. Good looking art. there, and then it's got an interview with Neil Gaiman inside, and American Muscle with by Steve Niles and Kevin Mellon. So cool stuff to read. There's a bigger image of American heroes, or creator owned heroes, American Muscle, I should say, on the back. So anyway, kind of a cool little piece of comic book history, and there's that. So speaking of news magazines, we found a really cool Wizard Special Edition from 1992. Okay, so that's getting some age on it now. 30 years old, 31 years old. Wizard Special Edition. This is an Image Special Edition. Let's see what. Well, it just says the Guide to Comics, but obviously you've got a Savage Dragon on there, and Youngblood. I don't remember the archer's name on Youngblood. Okay, but anyway, you've got that going on there. You've got a couple of the cards that were so much fun getting those in the 90s in some of these books, and it's got the foil enhanced cover and everything. So great stuff there. Still in the original bag, and so I like that. Okay, this was one that wasn't even on my radar, but let's see. This is I'm going to go ahead and take this one out because the bag is so messed with. I went ahead and paid $3.50 for this one because it was so cool. I had never seen this before, but this is official World's Fair comic souvenir. This is Hanna-Barbera, the Flintstones at the New York World's Fair. Okay, so very cool cover there, and the Flintstones flying over the World's Fair there with their Stone Age helicopter, I guess that is. Okay, and does have a little bit of water staining, not water damage, not warping. Okay, but this is a 1964. No, that can't be right. I thought this was 70s. Okay, 1964 comic book. I didn't know that. I really honestly thought this was a 70s book. So big. It is a thicker one, 25 cents. So I guess that makes sense. 1964. So anyway, got that for $3.50 at Vintage Stock, really months ago. Honestly, I'm trying to look for information on artists, but I don't have it. They have these cool pictures on the inside front cover of the World's Fair and the different attractions. Then you got the Flintstones down there, rubbernecking, being tourists, looking at everything at the World's Fair. Do have a kind of a same thing here. You got some attractions from the World's Fair. You got the Flintstones looking there. You got a cool back cover. So anyway, this was just kind of neat. I liked finding this, and so anyway, that was kind of a unique deal. Now I actually slowly. I'm in the last several years, I've been trying to acquire the Shade the Changing Man series, the 70s series drawn by Steve Ditko. Got some issues here. These are dollar issues, or $1.99 issues. I'm sorry, and I don't think this was a BOGO sale. I'm trying to get the issues down that I've got here. So I've got issues 4, 5, and 7. Let me just show those to you. So issue 4. Okay, so cool, just wild, whacked out Ditko covers. 4, 5, and 7, and just slowly whittling down that run. Okay, because it's just so wacky, lots of fun. Shade the Changing Man was wild. The first iteration. Okay, this was just, I got this on a whim. I went ahead and grabbed this because I'd never in my life read a Simpsons comic. Now my sons and I, we enjoy the Simpsons TV show. We really do. It makes us laugh. But I got Free Comic Book Day, Bongo Comics Free for All. Is there a number on here? This was a dollar book. Nope, just 2009. So 2009 Bongo Comics Free for All, FCBD edition there. So those are just kind of cool, and can't wait to read that. A lot of these, if you're like me, you have a bunch of comics that you haven't read, you've never read, you just buy, and then you you stack away or you file away and you intend to read them, but it just kind of gets tough sometimes. All right, I haven't even opened this up yet. There's a few different comics in here. I got this though because for $1 it just looked kind of cool. The character looked kind of cool. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and open it up right here. But this is Free Comic Book Day Giant Size Action with Tesla on the front. Now, I was always a big fan of Nikola Tesla and his kind of genius, his kind of brand of eccentric genius, okay? But he did some really cool stuff. Study up on his life and his discoveries and his creations, and you'll see that he was kind of a cool guy. What I'm going to do is going to go ahead and open this. Taking a risk doing this without my knife. I don't have it on me. I bent the clip on my knife, the pocket clip on my knife, and I need to get my little screwdriver set out because it has a special type of screw that you use. It's right over there. Hang on just a second. Okay. All right, here we go. And we'll go ahead and open this up. See what else is in here. Again, just so you know, I talked about how behind I was on things. I've been to a couple of different stores over the last several weeks, including stores in. I finally got to go to the Clubhouse in Joplin. The time before I wanted to go, and it was closed. It closed at 3 on Saturdays, which I would think Saturday would be the day that a comic book store would be open the longest. But anyway, who knows? All right, here we go. What we have in here, we have Tesla. A giant size action with Tesla, number 0, okay? Let's see who does the work in here. Let's see, what do we got? Terry Keefe and David Lawrence writers, Bong Dazo artist. I've never heard of Bong Dazo. Never at all have I heard of Bong Dazo, okay? But decent art style, and so that's kind of cool there. Let me put that back here. We also have in here The First Daughter, Giant Size Adventure with The First Daughter. I've never heard of any of these books, but very cool. You got The First Daughter, and you got some kind of giant lizard monster or dinosaur crashing through the president's window there in the Oval Office. All right, let's see who the script by Chris Cosby, art by Tina Francisco. Okay, very cool, kind of cool art there. Okay, let me open that up and let you see that. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, these will be fun reads just for the heck of it. These are, by the way, from 2014, Free Comic Book Day 2014. All right, and another one here, Giant Size Fantasy, Pandora's Blogs. Okay, Pandora's Blogs. Okay, and let's see what who the art team is on that. David Campty and David Lawrence are the writers, and Jinky Coronado and Larry Twazone artists. I don't know. I've probably butchered those names, but anyway. So there you go. Red Giant comics, by the way. These are Red Giant comics. All right. They're smaller size comics. They're not quite ash can size, but they're not quite full comic size. And then, lastly, we have another giant size thrills. Okay, so giant size adventure, giant size action, giant size fantasy, and giant size thrills. Okay, and this is Darkon. Okay, so a dark character here, a darker character, and let's see who does the Mort Castle author, and Ricardo Jamie illustrator. And there's kind of the opening splash there. So a darker book, Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate, that type of character, Darkon. Okay, so kind of a cool, looks like kind of a cool painted style here. All right, so that was a Free Comic Book Day offering from 2014. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now, this is what I'm excited about because here's some comics that I got from, a few comics that I got from Through the Looking Glass in Joplin, okay? This was a few weeks ago. Got a X-Men Visionaries. I'm going to go ahead and just take this sticker off. You can see that, take that sticker off. This is X-Men Visionaries. I really like the X-Men, or I like the Marvel Visionaries trades. They were great runs, classic runs on books by classic or by great creative teams. Runs that have gone down in history as fan favorites. Well, I can't get that all the way off. Anyway, this was a $5 book. I got the X-Men Visionaries of Neil Adams, X-Men Visionaries. Okay, so Neil Adams, great new Neil Adams cover there. Okay, and of course front and back. And so this was $5, and it's pretty nice and thick. And who doesn't love the classic Neil Adams X-Men work? And so that was a great nab for $5. Okay. All right. Also, most people have heard of Graham Nolan. He was a Batman artist throughout, I think, the 90s, early 2000s. He had his own property that I'd never heard of before, and I'd also never heard of the comics company that published it. This is 1998. At least the his signature on the cover is 1998. I'm going to take this out of the bag because I'm going to put a new bag on it anyway. This bag's kind of old, and you know, bags get that gritty, grimy feel. I don't like that, because once it starts feeling that way, I don't like the thought of my comics being in there. Let me get a date, and sure enough, it is publication date of 1998. Oh, very cool black and white art. I'll show you here in a minute. This is Monster Island by Compass Comics. Compass Comics, Monster Island by Compass Comics. Okay, and so very cool. And let me show you some of the black and white art in there. Here's a good one. Really cool black and white art. I love black and white art when it's really done well. Okay, and I'm not talking about art that was originally in color and then made for black and white, made in black and white for a reprint. Now, I was a fan of, and I still have, a lot of the essential Marvel titles. But I bought those for volume, not for necessarily the quality of the art, though a lot of it translated well, some of it didn't. And so, you know, you read it mostly for the story, okay? But this is totally written and drawn by Graham Nolan, and just some great stuff, of just some really cool art in there that looks like maybe even kind of another style that Nolan kind of was messing with there. Not exactly like his Batman style. Okay, so anyway, great stuff there. Also, you know, if you know me, you know, and you've seen my videos, you know I like the independents, especially in independents from the 70s through the early 90s, mid 90s, but mostly early 90s. Let me see what I got 2 copies of this, so I'll just show you the one. It's the name of the book is Oracle, and I actually what I have here is Oracle number 2. Let me look for a publication date, and the publication date is 1986. Oh, that's the year I graduated from high school. So this is cool. 1986, by George Broderick, writer and artist, and so George Broderick, okay, is the artist here. This is Oracle number 2, the Critter Core, and I did get 2 copies of this, like I said, and so kind of cool. I mean, I'd never seen it before, and here's the opening, the inside front cover, and the opening splash page there. Okay, so a very independent style, very independent look to it. All right, but looks fun to me, and so looking forward to seeing that. Here's more work. Kimmy Fury. Okay, Kimmy Fury is another character of his. Okay, so kind of reminds me of the stuff from Critters. You know, the Critters book, where, you know, of course, that had featured some at one time Usagi Yojimbo work and that kind of thing. So it kind of reminds me, and probably undoubtedly maybe inspired by a little bit of that. Okay. Also grabbed a couple of Moon Knight issues simply because, why not? They were $1 these were both $1, and then now I've switched. No, these are both $1 at Through the Looking Glass. Moon Knight number 5 and number 4. So 4 and 5. I can't even tell you what volume. Is this the current volume? I don't know. This is the volume that introduced Mr. Knight, and but anyway, so pick those up for $1. And picked these up for $1, even though the price tag says $1.25. They were $1, but this got Marvel Super Action numbers 2 and 3. Now this was a Super Action, of course, was a reprint book. These are obviously the early, some of the Kirby reprint stuff. And so great stuff there, though, and lots of fun to read those. At 30 cents and 1977 publication date. They are, of course, fall into the Bronze Age, even though they're reprint books. Okay, so fun stuff there. Now, I got 3 issues of this little mini. I wish I could have found number 1. I didn't find number 1, but I did get issues 2, 3, and 4 of Open Space. Open Space. Probably didn't get issue number 1 because I believe that's the one where Alex Ross's first professional work appears. I got Gargling Bulldog on there. It's a 1984. Excellent find for $1 each. Yeah, I think so. Which ones are you talking about, Bulldog? I don't know which ones you were talking about for $1 each, but everything so far has been good for $1 each. Open Space 2, 3, and 4. Just a really cool anthology book, science fiction anthology, published by Marvel, published by their Epic, I think. Their Epic. Nope, Marvel Graphics. Okay, I don't know the story of Marvel Graphics. I know it's 1990. Okay, yeah, the 1980, the Super Action. Oh, Gargling Bulldog, did you change your? I didn't realize Gargling Bulldog 1984 was in your username. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the Super Action are a great find for $1 a piece. But yeah, the Open Space was done by Marvel Graphics. I don't remember Marvel Graphics, but this was an 80s book. Okay, pretty sure. Let me make sure of that. Yeah, Bulldog, glad to have you. Let's see here. Give you since I got it open, I'll also give you an example of some of the art inside. 1990. Okay, my bad. 1990. Okay, so some kind of very cool coloring, cool art style, and so of course, like I said, anthology books. So you got different creators. In issue 2, you've got Paul Wilson, John Ridgway. Ooh, Ridgway's good. Charles DeLint, Ray Lago, Lawrence Watt Evans, Tom Grummett, of course, one of my personal favorites. S.N. Lewitt and Peter Ledger. Okay, so great stuff. You got, of course, the cover is also painted by Peter Ledger. I'm going to leave that out of the bag because I'm going to put these on my bookshelf. Issue number 3, you have Neil Smith, Norm Brayfogle, Dana Kramer Rolls, Patrick Olaf, Will Shetterly, Don Simpson, Matthew Costello, John Garcia, Paul Chadwick. Okay, cool. So cool lineup there as well. Kind of a neat cover there. Okay, and then Open Space number 4. And you have whoa, watch it, don't fall down. Joe Clifford Faust, Ray Lago. Gotta love that again. Charles DeLint, Ken Meyer, Judith and Garfield, Reeves Stevens, Louis LeChange, Lawrence Jennifer, and Jackson Rennick. So I don't know all of them, but I do know a lot of them. But just kind of looks like kind of a cool and creepy sometimes space anthology, sci-fi anthology. Okay, so great stuff there for $1 a piece. Oh, Gargling Bulldog, you got hacked. Your account got hacked. I'm sorry about that. Sorry to hear about that. It'd be interesting to find out. I've never even thought about a YouTube account getting hacked before. I wonder how that works. I wonder if you save your videos or if you can get those back or what. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope you get it all straightened out. I did find another Marvel Age, and found a Marvel Age with Bill Sienkiewicz rendition of the New Mutants on it, Marvel Age number 16. And I like the Marvel Ages because, again, it's that news magazine, comics news magazine kind of thing. And what it does, whenever you buy these today, it's kind of just a little piece of comics history. Okay, you're reading what was news a decade ago, 2 decades ago, 3 decades ago. In this case, almost 4 decades ago, because this is a 1984 book. Okay, so love those. And all right, so I did also get, I got a run. A run of Kazar, the volume from the 90s, just simply because I liked the Andy Kubert artwork. The stories were always fast moving. I didn't find issue 1, but I did get both covers of issue 2. Okay, so great stuff there. Lots of fun. Issue 3. Okay. Oh, there we go. 4. I love Kubert's. I tell you, I never was the biggest fan of Joe Kubert's work, but I love both of his boys' work. And thing is, both of them show the influence of their father. So go figure that. And there's a issue 5 with him tackling the rhino. Okay, Ka-Zar against the rhino seems like a natural, doesn't it? Would have never thought it. You know, of course he's terribly overpowered by the rhino, but there you go. Number 6. Number 7, focusing on Shanna. Okay. Now, they don't have number 8. They didn't have number 8, but they did have number 9. Okay. Oh, yes, they did have number 8. I had them out of order. There's number 8. Okay. So my bad. Number 10. Urban Jungle was a storyline that went on for a few issues. And here's the kicker of this. As far as I know, this is not a sought-after cover, but it may be. But this is Ka-Zar number 11. It is both a white cover and a Thanos cover. And the white cover looks to be very white, and I like that. So that was a great find for $1. Okay. Great stuff. That was number 11. Number 12. And number 13. So those are going to be fun reads with the Kubert art and just the fast-moving stories. And I don't know how long that iteration of Ka-Zar lasted, but I did buy these when they first came out. And I remember enjoying them a lot, especially the art. The Kubert boys just kind of, this of course being Andy Kubert, they always produce entertaining artwork and just pretty pictures to look at. Now, along the lines, this is the last book for this live video, but I did get a book just based on the bling factor for me. You know, I like my foil, I like my chromium, I like all that stuff. I like the shiny stuff, catches my eye. And what this is a Marvel Frontier comics. I remember when the Frontier comics seems like that was mostly a horror type of book, a line, but this is Dances with Demons with the red foil cover and embossed cover. So very cool there. Okay. That looks kind of reminiscent of someone doing what they thought Kirby might do with a character. But so Dances with Demons number 1, and just a great, beautiful cover with the foil and the embossment. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have. And hey, thanks for watching for Gargling Bulldog. Appreciate. Oh, there's Anthony Purdue. Thanks for I enjoy the Ka-Zar issues as well. Oh, the Thanos story was good. Thank you. I'm glad to know that. I can't wait to read those. Like I said, I need to. I know I'm like probably most of you out there, busy, too busy sometimes. I need to take me a big old fat stack of comics in just a couple of days and just sit down and read. And so anyway, good Mark Waid writing on the Ka-Zars as well. I've heard that before, and like I say, I remember it vaguely, but that was a long time ago. And so I'm just going back and reading a lot of that stuff again. But anyway, that's it for now. I appreciate those who came and watched and commented. I appreciate those who watch it afterwards. But I just wanted to share some of those with you because it's a great problem to have. Don't think for a minute I'm complaining. But, you know, the comics that I've been picking up have been backing up. And so I just had to get something out there so I could start cataloging these and putting them in the right boxes. But anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And hopefully do another live video soon. But until then, thanks for watching 4 Color Commentary. And we'll see if I can get out of this.